my notebook.
What should you do if you forgot your notebook? What should you do?
Get a piece of paper and write. I should be doing that too. You're not.
Alright, ladies, we're going to talk about our objectives for today. What are we learning today? Monica, read the first one for me. Disobedience. Okay, civil disobedience is a really complex concept. It's a difficult thing for a lot of students to understand. So rather than me just giving you the definition and hoping that you understand it, I'm going to help you create your own definition by analyzing primary sources. Second bullet point, Selena, read it for me.
Students will be able to apply their definition to a variety of sources to determine whether or not they fall civil disobedience.
Okay, so after we've created our own definition, we're going to work together in small groups to figure out whether or not the examples that I have in front of you are civil disobedience or are something else. It's going to be really important that you understand civil disobedience because it happens all around you on a regular basis. You see it in the news. You see it on Facebook when people post those statuses that are pass this along, share this. You see it all the time. So I want you to walk away understanding civil disobedience so you can really understand how change happens in politics. We've talked about things, bless you, that you've seen before that you don't like happening in your school or in your community or in Arizona. Civil disobedience is one way to make changes to things that you see that you don't like. So I really want you to understand this concept. It's also going to help prepare us for AIMS, which is always a nice little bonus. Any questions about our objective today?
Next
You
slide.
can go to the back and carefully get one. Okay, next slide, Carla.
Thank you.
Okay, here's what you're going to do to start us off. In your notes, you're going to label your notes civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. Copy the white questions into your notes. Copy the white questions into your notes. Yes, Floor?
This is a new page?
It is a new page. Great question. So civil disobedience. First, Sadie, read the first question for me.
What are the people doing or not doing?
Good. What I'm going to have you do in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you like 5 photographs, primary sources. And I'm going to have you in your small groups ask questions about these photographs. The first question you're going to ask in your small group is, what are the people in this photograph doing? What are they doing? And you want to be as descriptive as possible. Diana, read the second one. Are the people being violent? What do I mean by violent? What do I mean by violent? Elizabeth? They're punching and hitting. Those are 2 examples. What else does violence mean? Lydia? Gun. So give any examples, but what does being violent actually mean? Those are examples, Jenny. What? Not quite. When we're talking about someone acting violently, what are they doing? Jaylene? They're being aggressive. They're trying to hurt someone. So when we're talking about violence, I want you to ask yourself, are people being hurt? Just like Elizabeth and Lydia said, maybe they're using guns. Maybe they're using hitting or punching. The do now that you did, we're going to come back to that when we talk about civil disobedience. O'Dalys, read the third one. Great. You're going to tell me about who is there. Some of these pictures, you're going to know who it is because it's listed. Some of these pictures, you're going to have to make educated guesses. Soleil, read number 4.
Why are they doing this? Make an educated guess.
Okay, why are they doing this? It's not going to say in the photograph, I'm doing this because I want to do this. You're going to have to make an educated guess. You're going to have to use your prior knowledge. Number 5, Christina.
Do you think the people in charge or in power like what they're doing?
Okay, so when we're talking about the people in charge or in power, I'm talking about if the president of this country or the leader of this country were to see this, would they be happy? Do you think they would be happy if they saw this? Christina? You don't have to skip lines. You can if you want to. If you did skip lines, that's great. You're set up really well. You're going to answer them eventually, but I'll explain it to you. So if you skip lines, great. If you didn't skip lines, that's okay. Good question. So just a quick review of things that we've been learning. We've been talking a lot about protesting with apartheid. Who were some really famous historical figures that we learned about that did protest during apartheid? Rose, give me one. Nelson Mandela. And what did he do, Rose?
He
What's one thing that you learned about that he did? Or he's known for? For speaking for the people, which people? South Africans, okay. What was he speaking for? What was his purpose in speaking? Good, so to have equal rights as Afrikaners. Excellent. What's another individual of South Africa who fought for rights during apartheid? Selena.
Desmond Tutu.
Okay, what did he do? Desmond Tutu.
He asked other countries not to trade or buy stuff from Africa.
Good. So that's another form of protest. Communicating with other countries about economics. Elizabeth, give me another person.
Helen Joseph.
What did she do?
She was African.
Sit
Afri- yeah, them women, and she was helping the Africans to have rights.
Good. What are some things that she did to help them? Do you remember that picture she had?
Strike.
Strike. She was going on strike. Absolutely. Very good. All of these are examples of different types of protests. When we talk about civil disobedience, I want you to think back to apartheid and try and make connections to these individuals we just talked about. Think back to what were they doing, and does it really fit with civil disobedience? Okay, so in just a minute, here's what you're going to do. I need one person from the table. I'm actually going to assign this person, sorry. Maria, Patricia, Soleil, Jaylene, Nayeli, Rose, Florzette, Yasmin, Selena, Elizabeth. I'll move you. I'm going to have this one person start writing. So you need to take out, if I called your name, a piece of paper. This one person is going to start writing. You're not going to do all the writing, but you need to take out another piece of paper. Here's what I'm noticing. I'm noticing the 7th graders are starting to pull ahead again. So, because I love you guys so much, I want to give you an opportunity to beat them. So, here's what we're going to do. For each table that does this page correctly, they follow directions, they participate the way I want them to, they get the right answers. You're going to get 3 points per table. That's a lot of points. It's almost 30 points if you do 3 points per table. So, great. So, it's really important that you listen and follow directions carefully. What you're going to do in just a second, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to flash a picture on the board. As a table, you are going to discuss these questions about that picture. So you're going to ask each other these questions. The person whose name I called is going to jot down answers in incomplete sentences. Incomplete, because we don't have a lot of time. Here's the key though, you have to be detailed. And I'm going to show you an example of this. Again, Selena's writing first. I don't want Selena's table to just smile at her and be like, go Selena, go. No, you're going to talk to each other and work together to come up with the answers. After Selena, after we're done with that first example, Mary, you can see. Okay, you're just already getting excited, getting closer to your team. After Selena is done writing, she's going to trade papers and put it to the next person. So that way not one person is doing all the writing. Each of you is going to have to take turn writing. So you're all going to have to participate. Let me show you an example of what I'm looking for. So you're not going to do this, but just watch what I'm doing. What I'm going to do, if I'm the first person writing, I'm going to write example 1. Carla, go to the next slide. Example 1. This is the picture that flashes on the board. Yasmin, read the first question you wrote down. Okay, what are the people doing? I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, first thing I see people cheering. Because I see in the back that they're cheering. I'm going to maybe put gathered, around, and I'm also going to say burning something. Now, if I have a guess of what they're burning, I'm welcome to put it, but I want to be specific about what action they're taking. Now, Elizabeth, what's the second question?
Are the people being violent?
Are the people being violent? So I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to remember that violent means somebody's getting hurt. Someone's being aggressive and someone's getting hurt. The only thing I see really getting hurt is whatever this paper is, so I'm going to say not violent. Again, I don't have to write incomplete sentences because I don't have a lot of time, but I do need to be specific with my words. Don't just put no. Okay, number 3. Nayeli, read number 3.
Describe who is there.
Okay, describe who is there. Now, I don't expect you to be like, oh, That's Peter. I know him. He's 14 years old, and he's from the city. No, but you need to be specific about maybe a crowd
African people.
of adult males. Now,